in a land called Honolulu.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Running wild and looking pretty.
It's easy if you try.
The 1970s were a wild ride. Rock was no longer just about love songs and dancing. It became a battleground. Artists pushed against politics, religion, sexuality, and social norms, daring to sing about things that most people were too afraid to even mention. And when music pokes the bear of authority, you get bans, protests, angry headlines, and sometimes legendary hits that define a generation. So let's take a trip back in time. Here are 15 of the most controversial songs of the 1970s, ranked from bold to downright explosive. And trust me, you'll want to stick around to the end, because the #1 track might be the most shocking country song ever recorded.
And frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. A little loud.
Let's start with one that might surprise you. Puff, the Magic Dragon, was released in the early 60s, but its popularity exploded in the 70s. Parents loved it. Kids loved it. But soon enough, rumors spread. Was Puff secretly about smoking weed?
They came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared. Dragon lives forever, but not so, little boy.
To some listeners, Puff wasn't just a dragon, it was marijuana. Jackie Paper was rolling paper. By the Sea was code for smoke drifting away. Suddenly, a harmless children's tune became the poster child for hidden drug references in pop music. The band denied it again and again, but the controversy stuck. And honestly, that gave the song an extra edge. It was suddenly dangerous. Coming up, from a dragon to a protest song that Motown didn't want you to hear.
To see, but he wasn't fighting for me. My Johnny wasn't fighting. He was keeping me free. They said I should be proud.
Motown was famous for smooth, polished soul songs. But Martha Reeves did something different. She recorded I Should Be Proud, a direct protest against the Vietnam War. The lyrics weren't subtle. She sang about losing her man to the draft, about the futility of war, and about not buying into patriotic slogans.
Was no silver star, just a good man they took from me. Yet they tell me I should.
Motown, known for keeping things apolitical, panicked. Many stations refused to play it. Critics said it was unpatriotic, but for listeners tired of the war, it was a brave act. This song reminds us that rebellion in the 70s wasn't just long hair and guitars. It was voices of soul and Motown, too. Next, one of the most famous peace anthems of all time, loved by millions, hated by millions more. Ask a group of people what the greatest song of all time is, and you'll probably hear Imagine. But when it dropped in 1971, it caused outrage. Why? Because Lennon dared to ask listeners to imagine there's no heaven, no religion, no countries, too. For some, it was a utopian dream. For others, it was an attack on faith, patriotism, and the very structure of society. Some radio stations banned it outright. Preachers called Lennon dangerous. Yet the controversy only fueled its legacy, cementing it as one of the boldest songs ever written. But Lennon wasn't done yet. He'd go even further later in this list.
In New Orleans, scarred over slaves. we're doing all right. Heating out the house, wondering where it's gonna stop. Houseboy knows that he's doing all right.
Catchy riff? Absolutely. Chart-topping success? Definitely. But when fans actually listened to the lyrics, jaws dropped. Brown Sugar references slavery, violence, and exploitation, all wrapped in a party rock package. Mick Jagger admitted later that the lyrics were a mess and said he'd never write them the same way today. But in 1971, the shock value only helped push the song higher on the charts. It's a prime example of how 70s rock flirted with controversy. Not in spite of the subject matter, but because of it. And if you think that was edgy, wait until you hear the Kinks sing about gender identity way back in 1970. In Lola, Ray Davies tells the story of meeting someone in a club who walked like a woman, but talked like a man. For 1970, this was groundbreaking. Gender identity and sexual fluidity weren't mainstream topics. Many listeners were shocked. Some were confused. Even radio stations weren't sure what to do with it. Some banned it not for its subject matter, but because it originally name-dropped Coca-Cola, a case of corporate censorship. Today, Lola is seen as a bold love song that celebrated individuality decades before society was ready. But if the Kinks opened the door, Lou Reed kicked it wide open.
She says, "Hey babe, take a walk on the wild side." Said, "Hey honey." Said, "Hey babe, take a walk on the wild side." And the colored girl.
Few songs captured the raw underbelly of New York quite like this one. Lou Reed sang about transgender sex workers, drug use, and hustlers, with a casual cool that made it sound almost poetic. For some, it was shocking. For others, it was validation of real lives hidden in the shadows.
Everybody had to pay and pay. A hustle here. Went to the Apollo. You should have seen him go, go, go. They said, "Hey."
Critics were split. Was this dangerous glamorization or unflinching honesty? Either way, it became Reed's signature hit. A reminder that controversy often fuels immortality. Now, it's time to revisit the Stones this time, with a song that critics still argue about today.
Some girls heart attacks. Some girls I give all my love to. So give me all.
The Stones never shied away from stirring the pot, but some girls may have gone too far. The song reduced women to stereotypes, including racist caricatures that sparked outrage.
English girls, they're so prissy. I can't stand them on the telephone.
Mick Jagger defended it as satire, but that didn't stop radio bans and protests. It's still considered one of the band's most offensive songs, even by fans. Next, one of the strangest controversies of the 70s, a joke song that people thought was serious.
Don't want no short people. Don't want those people got nobody. Short people got no.
Randy Newman is famous for satire, but in 1977, his song Short People was misunderstood by millions. With lines like, "Short people got no reason to live," listeners thought he was genuinely discriminating against little people. The reality? He was mocking prejudice itself. But irony doesn't always translate. Some radio stations banned it, and Newman received hate mail for years.
Grab your little fingers, dirty little mouth. They're gonna get you around here.
It's a lesson. Sometimes the joke doesn't land, and the controversy takes on a life of its own. But while Newman joked, Nick Gilder sang about something far darker.
I don't know where she came from or what her game is. Young boys, they all want to take her home.
This upbeat, catchy tune masked a disturbing subject: child exploitation. Listeners began to suspect it was about underage prostitution, and the backlash was swift. Gilder defended it as a cautionary tale, but critics weren't convinced.
Hot child in the city.
The unsettling mix of cheerful melody and dark lyrics made it one of the decade's most debated songs. And now, Elton John, yes, even he had one song that fans would rather forget. Elton John is celebrated for his artistry, but Island Girl didn't age well. The lyrics describe a Jamaican woman in terms many called racist and objectifying. At the time, it was just another hit. Today, it's widely criticized, even by Elton's fans.
You feel that nail, scratch your back just like a ray. Girl, I'm a girl.
Proof that even legends can get it wrong. But if Elton shocked with stereotypes, Alice Cooper shocked with sincerity.
Oh, she got the need. She spends her life through it all. Only women bleed.
When Alice Cooper released this ballad, people assumed the worst. With a title like Only Women Bleed, it sounded grotesque. But the song wasn't about horror. It was about domestic abuse.
Man makes your hair gray. He's your life's mistake at all. Only women bleed.
In 1975, nobody in rock was singing about that. Critics didn't know what to make of it. Some banned it, some praised it. Today, it's seen as one of Cooper's most important works. Next, punk explodes and controversy becomes its fuel. If there was ever a song designed to offend, it was Bodies. Graphic, violent, and explicit, it tackled abortion with brutal imagery. Even fans of punk weren't sure how to handle it. Critics called it disgusting. Supporters said it was raw truth. Either way, it cemented the Pistols' reputation for tearing down every taboo. And yet, this wasn't even their most controversial track. That comes next.
The queen, she ain't no human being. And it's gotta take the queen. 'Cause tourists are
Released during the Queen's Silver Jubilee, this punk anthem called the monarchy a fascist regime. The BBC banned it, stores refused to sell it, and yet it still hit number 2 on the UK charts.
the future, your future. Gotta take the queen. And there is no future in England's dream.
It wasn't just a song. It was a declaration of war on the establishment. Punk in one single track. But John Lennon was about to create something even more explosive.
Woman is the that she don't love. If she still would say.
Even for John Lennon, this one crossed lines. He and Yoko wanted to highlight sexism, but by using a racial slur in the title, they outraged nearly everyone.
We'd make a better raise our children.
Radio stations refused to play it. Activists called it insensitive. Lennon defended the message, but the controversy buried its impact. It was bold, it was messy, and it was unforgettable. But the #1 spot doesn't go to punk or rock, it goes to country. Hey, RockLore community, before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the RockLore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
And the kids are falling. One of them is toddling and one is a crawling. 2 wonderful women live. Better homes than garden shows. A modern.
Country music wasn't ready for this. In The Pill, Loretta Lynn celebrated birth control and women's freedom to decide their futures. Conservative stations banned it across the South. Ministers preached against it, but women, they loved it. The song became one of Lynn's biggest hits, transforming her from a country star into a feminist icon. It showed that controversy doesn't just sell records. It can change culture. The journey doesn't end here, rock warrior. Watch this next.